Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. These are the colors I'll be using for the project. We have this pistachio green color. I love the name. And then we have turnip, a nice purple color, a beige, and this one is a yellow. And this one is a sweet potato. Lots of food products on the table today. I'm going to take a little bit of the beige color and then begin to roll it out until it's nice and thin. And then I will cut that down into a square shape. And I'm using this scrap piece of paper that has this little boat on it. It's kind of cute. I'll just fold that paper in half and make it easier to move around my piece of clay as I am decorating it. And as you can see, it's pretty thin. I'll just place that on my piece of paper. And then I will cut off some yellow and then just roll it out into a long, thin snake. And then cut off the ends. And I'm going to cut some of that turnip color off and then roll it out until it's long and thin. I'll place the yellow clay on the rolled out purple and then cut off the ends. And then just gently roll it up until you have that yellow completely covered. Remove any excess clay. And then just give it a gentle roll and push everything into place. I will begin cutting off very thin slices, and I did put this in the freezer for about 10 minutes before cutting. Just cut off several slices, and as you can see, they're very, very thin. And then I will pinch one end so that it is a teardrop shape, and I'll do that with all of my little petals that I've made. I'll begin placing that on my beige clay, just making little flowers out of them. Once I have all of those petals in place, and I'll take some of that orange clay, sweet potato to be exact, and I will put it directly in the center there and then give it a nice tap to flatten everything. Now that I have several flowers on there, all nice and flat, make sure everything is pushed into place. Sorry, my screen is a little shaky. And I've taken some green clay and rolled it out into a long, thin snake. And then I'll just cut off several even length slices from that. And with each of those, I will roll it into a ball first. With each of those slices, I will make it into a double-sided leaf shape, so both ends will come to a nice point. I'll begin placing those on my clay, right around my flowers. And this is my piece, and I'll put it on a piece of paper again. And then just start gently pressing everything into place. And this idea actually kind of morphed. I was trying to do something else, and I made this, And then I didn't really like it, so then I started to think, well, how can I save it? Well, I'll just roll it out and kind of distort everything so it looks like I did it on purpose. But I'll just gently roll it out, make sure everything is flattened. And then also you can use a piece of paper to give it a nice burnishing. And after I've done all that, it's pretty thin still. And I accidentally left this on my paper all night long. Came back the next day and it completely dried my clay out. So hopefully you don't do that with yours. I'm kind of upset that it did that, but in the end it actually turns out all right. I decided to kind of keep going with it. But I do need to cut out 2 shapes with this circle cutter, and I just needed to make sure I had enough, and I do. So I will just cut it diagonal straight across, and there'll be 1 for each side. And then with my circle cutter, with the sharp side up, I will put this Byeee over it, and then place my clay on it, and then just start gently pressing down just to get it so that it has a nice bubble shape to it, so that some air will get trapped in there. As I'm going, I want to make sure you do it all along the sides there, and make sure that it stays on the top, the clay around the lip, so that when you cut, you'll have clay there. And I think I have it how I want, and I've rolled out some more of that beige clay, and I will just put it right there on the bottom side. Make sure it goes to the edges of my cutter. And then flip that over onto a flat surface. And at this point, you can remove the Byeee so that we can cut it. Make sure I have a nice good seal on there. Boop, 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 boop. Lots of air in there. I'll take my cutter, sharp side down of course, and give it a nice slice or cut into the clay. Can remove all of that excess clay. And of course, you'll want to keep that for scrap clays later on. And then make sure the sides are all nice and even. And I had this pencil top. I think I went to a makeup, like an eye pencil makeup thing. So I just used this, and I'm going to make a nice hole there in the center and seal that air in around the rim. Then make sure I have a nice good cut. Boop, boop, boop. Lots of air still in there. And with this piece here, I am going to use that as a top piece for my pushback earring backing. So I'll just get that out with a tool. Not too worried about the hole. It'll be covered up by that metal finding from the earring piece. I'll just give it a nice gentle flattening. And with this, I will pre-poke my eye hook hole before putting in my eye hook. And I do want to make sure I kind of go up and into that space where the air is. And this is just to give it some breathing room. Don't want it to explode in my oven. I don't know if it would, but I don't want to take any chances. So, just going to go ahead and make sure everything's in place. And I will also put an eye hook in the top piece where it will dangle from. And I've made a second one, and I will go ahead and bake these in the oven, and then resin and assemble. Nice and shiny. Like the way they turned out. Like I said, they didn't start off this way. It was supposed to be something else, but I kind of like the way it morphed and became what it did. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and hopefully you make something similar. You can make something with different colors, and it would be quite pretty. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!